You have to look and see, okay, how are we trying to, as an organization, elevate our people? Everybody requires something a little bit different. Everybody's motivators are a little bit different. You know, what Susie wants at 25 is going to be different than what she wants at 30. What Michael wants at 30 is going to be different than he wants at 40. We need to create systems that cause continuous check-ins and evaluations with our people to make sure that we are helping them grow in the ways that they want, in the ways that feed them, that fuel them, not that just fuel the company, not that just moves the needle towards the company's agenda, but actually motivates those people. Is somebody struggling at home? And is it financially? Are they just struggling because they have a teenage daughter and it's just hormones and they could just use some support in that way? Regularly touching base with people and creating that cadence to find out what are their struggles as humans and how can we best show up to support them. That can be one-on-ones, and that could be weekly, bi-weekly. We leverage a lot of surveys for our people and organization to see what are the needs and what can we do from a holistic standpoint, not necessarily granularly the individual, but as a company, how can we better show up for the majority? And then that gives you a lot more capacity for doing those one-on-ones to get more granular to the individual. So it's really being intentional with your time. It's really being intentional with looking at the individual and how are we best supporting them and how do they best need us to.
Yeah, it sounds like you're building a culture of connectedness and one where your employees know that you care.
We are called as leaders, as men, we are called to lead as with love, as God loves us, as we are his children. We are called to love others the exact same way. And if we can't create that, like you said, that culture of connectedness and connect intimately with our people, I have had so many conversations with people where they just share with me their struggles, their hurt, their trauma. But that allows me to see them in such a raw way that helps me navigate. But without being connected to the people in my organization, I would never be able to point them in the right direction and lead them.